For the first time in nearly 6 months, students in the Osseo School District will be able to return to their classrooms as they switch over to hybrid learning. But the buildings won't look quite the same as they did last spring.
The biggest change that staff, students, and families will see, particularly when we talk about the hybrid scenario, is the strict adherence to 6-foot social distancing.
Students in Osseo schools have been on a distance learning plan the past 2 weeks, but the district will switch over to the hybrid model on September 28th. In order to maintain social distancing, the district has reduced the number of desks in every classroom and spaced out the remaining ones. And in the cafeterias, there's a limit as to how many students can sit at each table. In order to create all of that extra space, schools have had to store excess furniture in storage pods placed out in the parking lot. Meanwhile, many visitors will have to go through a health screening before they're allowed access to the buildings.
COVID-19 has really required us to completely rethink and redo what school looks like. And so when we started having those conversations in June and got the direction in July, it's been a full press with all staff to get our schools ready for what we're waiting for on Monday with those students to return, and that's what we're so excited about.
When students return, the district will also place an added emphasis on hand washing, face coverings, and making sure that children and staff who are feeling ill don't come to school. Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Thousands of early voters in Plymouth are voting outside to prevent the spread of COVID-19. The city set up tents in the parking lot where people can vote in person or curbside. There's also a drive-through drop-and-go station for absentee voters. The city clerk says while 24,000 people requested mail-in ballots, many are dropping their ballots off at City Hall instead of mailing them back.
They want to make sure that the identifier number is correct when they've signed it, and we're verifying that here. We look up their application and we make sure that they have the number that they applied with, and it gives them a peace of mind that their ballots are going to be good and ready to go. They don't have to worry about anything else.
Since early voting started last Friday, city staff has seen about 700 to 900 people a day. The city clerk expects a 65% early voter turnout this year. City staff say you can also track your ballot. We'll have that information and more on our website, ccxmedia.org. Pafua Yang, CCX News.
Coffee lovers have an occasion to celebrate. Tuesday, September 29th is National Coffee Day. It's a time to appreciate the beverage that gives many of us that extra jolt. And for a fast-growing company in Brooklyn Center, it's a time to give their loyal fans a taste test.
Our mission is to create the world's best tasting cold brew.
At Bizzy Coffee in Brooklyn Center,
we're constantly testing new methods, whether that's temperature, time, grind size, different origins.
Its version of the daily grind is focused on cold brew coffee.
Even if it's in one farm versus another farm in the same country, it might taste different because of the soil or the altitude.
Cold brew has become a hot commodity. Its fans say cold brew is a smoother version of its hot coffee counterpart.
What makes cold brew itself the best is that we replace temperature with time. So it's low and slow, which brings out more of these smoother flavors, the sweetness, the mochas, the caramels that people really like in coffee.
In the cold brew market, Bizzy Coffee has made quite the impression. It's developed a loyal following, and during the pandemic, when sales at traditional coffee shops have suffered, Bizzy Coffee's CEO Alex French says its sales have tripled since February.
With the coffee shops being more or less shut down, that demand has shifted into grocery stores and online, which are the two places that we sell.
To celebrate its success, the company decided to give its customers a taste test.
What we're going to do is each month send you one of these different mystery blends, and what you're going to do is brew it using our new pitcher packs.
Or shall we say, a mystery with 2 of these coffee packets and good old-fashioned water.
Cap it. Give it a little stir, make sure it gets nice and wet.
Customers will receive mystery blends that they then get to review.
You'll literally go in, rate the coffee, what you're tasting, what you like, what you don't like, everything from the aroma to the aftertaste to the intensity to the texture on your tongue. every part of that we want your feedback on.
For Bizzy Coffee, it's a chance to perfect their craft.
Light roasts. A lot of people think those taste bright, citrus, fruity.
For customers, it's a chance to experience a coffee blend they never tried before.
Medium roasts, those can vary widely.
And just like a fine wine,
Nutty, chocolatey.
the possibilities are endless.
We're trying to cover all aspects of the wheel so that you'll get to try coffees in each region so you can decide what you like, what flavor profiles are your preference.
In Brooklyn Center, Corey Bork, CCX News.
The brewers at Bizzy Coffee recommend the coffee grounds and water sit at room temperature for 18 hours. For more information on the Bizzy Coffee taste test and how to sign up, check out our website, ccxmedia.org.
Booya lovers can breathe a sigh of relief. Not only is the Palmer Lake VFW going to have their annual Booya event.
Well, we're going to work it out here where if a person just wants to come and drive through, we'll have somebody that will meet a car and get an order and take the money, and then another person that will come and deliver it right to your car.
Dave and his helpers will be making 200 gallons of Booya, and the money raised will go to charities. The Minnesota Soldiers and Family Readiness Center, as well as the Veterans Rest Camp on Big Marine Lake. And they're bringing in a new group this year that will receive a portion of the funds raised.
Our new guys are the Osseo High School Fishing Club. They came last year and they helped us stir and helped us serve. They're on board with us again this year. They'll come and help, and we'll help them out a little bit too.
This year's event is set for Saturday, October 10th from noon until it's gone.
In this COVID-19 shortened season, the Champlin Park boys soccer program has one of its best teams ever. The Rebels are 8-0 entering the week and ranked 4th in the state. In this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we profile a terrific duo for the Rebels. While it's anything but a normal season due to COVID-19, this fall has turned into a special one for the Champlin Park boys soccer team. And two dynamic offensive spark plugs, senior Will Heinen and sophomore Leo Conneh, are right in the middle of the fun.
I love playing with Leo, what he can do with the ball at his feet. He can create space for anybody on the field. And for being so young and having such a great feel for the game, you have to appreciate it, knowing that he's going to go places that some of us might not even go here. So, no, I love playing with him. He does a lot for me, and hopefully I do a lot for him too. So,
Will is, I would say he's a friend, on and off the field. He understands the way I play, and it's been fun because he's been like a brother to me now. I can say that. So like me and him off the field, on the field, our chemistry is just there. The bond is just there. When I have the ball, he knows where he needs to be to receive it. And I mean, I would just kind of say it's like that relationship, like we both get what we want.
Liberia native Conneh is a wizard with the ball, capable of dazzling footwork. He can dominate on his own, but that's not his main goal. The guys stress that this is an unselfish team.
When he's drawing all this attention, he's being very good at drawing the attention to find other players to get the goal. So if you look at our stats, they're scattered across the board. And that's a big part of it. Will does the same thing, and we have other players on this that, as soon as one player draws attention from the other team, we start to find our other teammates, get them involved, make them dangerous.
Leo plays way beyond his years. He's very strong-headed, and he always wants to keep working, to keep striving for something beyond himself. He always looks towards the team, and I think that's a great leadership quality that he has, and I respect him a lot for it.
I mean, my goal is to always be a better teammate first. A lot of teams already knows me coming to the game, and their game plan is stop me and Will. That gives me an opportunity to create more opportunities for my teammates. I mean, it's kind of good when the teams think that I'm going to try to dribble or I'm going to try to do everything by myself, but I always try to get my teammates involved, and creating opportunities for my teammates always comes first for me.
Heinen's size and speed are great attributes, plus he has the intangibles.
He's very determined in what he does, takes pride in his play, has high expectations of himself, and in turn, as a captain, has high expectations of his teammates.
Heinen's own stats don't matter that much to him.
I'm just more happy that we're getting some wins on the scoreboard, or some goals on the scoreboard, and some wins in the score sheet. So it's great having a lot of recognition by your name, but At the end of the day, it's all behind the Rebel logo, and that's what we've kind of been taught to know, and that's what we kind of try to strive for.
The Rebels enter the week with an unbeaten record. They learned last week that there will be section playoffs. So it means another week or two that Will Heinen and Leo Conneh will get to spend together with teammates with whom they share a special bond. The Rebels host Coon Rapids and Armstrong this week. The Champlin Park girls soccer team is also having an outstanding season. As John Jacobson reports, though, they had their first slip-up Friday.
The Champlin Park girls soccer team looked to keep their perfect record intact when they visited Totino-Grace. Early first half, and Paige Collett's pass is right to Melee Mathis, who finds an opening, and that's her 13th goal of the season, and the Rebels lead 1-0. It stays that way for a long time thanks to Eagles keeper Emma Lehman. Here stopping Delaney Johnson off the corner kick. It's still 1-0 midway through the second half. But Grace ties it when Kayla Terhar's shot is off goalie Sarah Martin and in, and it's a 1-1 game. The Eagles came into the match with just one loss, and less than 4 minutes later, Ellen Jacobs strikes a perfect shot into the upper left corner of the Rebels' net. Totino-Grace scores a big conference win at home. 2-1, Eagles is the final. John Jacobson, CCX Sports. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.